On April 21st, it was announced that Chase Elliott became one of the 75 greatest NASCAR drivers of all time. In conjunction with NASCAR's 75th anniversary, NASCAR decided to unveil 25 more of the greatest drivers in NASCAR history to build off an existing list of 50 greatest drivers in NASCAR from 1998, when NASCAR was celebrating its 50th anniversary. The original 50 greatest drivers in NASCAR include drivers like Richard Petty, Cale Yarborough, and Jeff Gordon, but the list includes lesser-known drivers like Bob Welborn, Jerry Cook, and Ray Hendrick, not to be confused with Rick Hendrick. Some other drivers that have been added to the 75 greatest NASCAR drivers of all time list include Carl Edwards, Greg Biffle, Kyle Larson, Dale Earnhardt Jr., and Casey Kane. NASCAR is announcing 5 drivers a week up until the week of the All-Star race at North Wilkesboro. Last Sunday at Talladega Superspeedway, Christopher Bell had a great race. He started in 8th place and finished in 6th place. Bell's next Cup race is on Sunday at Dover Motor Speedway. The race starts at 2 p.m. Eastern Time and will be broadcast on FS1. It was announced that Cole Moore and Eric Johnson Jr. will race part-time in the ARCA West Series in the 19 car. Neither drivers have made starts in the ARCA West Series this year, so it is unclear what the deal is with that situation. Expectations were high for Brad Keselowski at Talladega Superspeedway. He had shown speed at Daytona and didn't get the finish to show for it. Then at Atlanta, he was leading on the last lap when he got passed by his former teammate, Joey Logano. Although Brad didn't win, he was able to finish the race in 5th place, which is still pretty solid. In the 2010 Sylvania 400 at New Hampshire Motor Speedway, the leader, Tony Stewart, would run out of fuel as he was approaching the final lap. Clint Bowyer, who was in 2nd place, would take the lead and hold off Danny Hamlin for the victory. Clint Bowyer would go from 12th place to 2nd place in the chase standings. Unfortunately, Bowyer would be penalized. On the following Wednesday, NASCAR announced that Bowyer would be docked 150 driver points. Bowyer's car owner, Richard Childress, would be docked 150 owner points. His car chief would be suspended for 6 races, and worst of all, his crew chief, Shane Wilson, was suspended for 6 races and fined $150,000. NASCAR found that the rear end of the race-winning car had been manipulated. After an appeal was filed, only the fine would be reduced to $100,000. Clint Bowyer would drop from 2nd in points to 12th in points. Last Saturday in the NASCAR Xfinity Series race at Talladega Superspeedway, Cole Custer finished in 4th place to win the Dash for Cash race and $100,000. He joins Parker Kligerman, Sheldon Creed, and Jeb Burton as 4 other Dash for Cash finalists for the final chase to win $100,000 at Dover on Saturday. In the 1991 Summer Daytona Cup race, Darrell Waltrip would have a bad crash. On lap 121 of the race, Sterling Marlin would give a bump to the back of Alan Kulwicki. This made Kulwicki's car go up into Waltrip's car, which in turn caused Waltrip's car to go into the car driven by Joe Ruttman. Waltrip and Ruttman would slide into the grass and go over a section of pavement that appeared to be part of the road course layout at Daytona. Waltrip and Ruttman's car would get some air, and Waltrip would go into a series of barrel rolls. Waltrip would be able to come back for the next Cup race at Pocono Raceway, which was in a few weeks from that crash. Bubba Wallace had an unfortunate end to his day in the Cup race at Talladega Superspeedway last Sunday. After starting in 18th place, he would crash out with 2 laps to go in the race. He would finish in 28th place. Thanks for watching. Comment down below what your favorite card was that I pulled.